Our final speaker in this bracket is Allan Mulligan, Executive Director of Walkabout Resources. Allan is a mining engineer with 30 years of mine management and production experience. He has specialised in technical assessment and production economics, feasibilities, project design and costing of underground mines and prospects. He's worked extensively in exploration, mine development and operations across Africa and Australia and understands the value of Australian expertise and African opportunity. Allan was a founding director of Walkabout Resources and has previously been on the board of several Western Australian explorers. Please welcome Allan Mulligan.
Wow. What a year. Who would have thought we'd survive, and enough to have another ADU this year. So good show to Bill and the team. I know they've worked very hard. I'm going to talk today with an update from Walkabout. You've heard about us probably. We've been around some years. We're developing the Lindy Jumbo Graphite project in Tanzania. It's a magnificent project. Today I'll be going through that just briefly and where we are with funding and where we are with progressing development. The Omani Gold project, which is a new exciting project we've picked up for exploration. A quick review of our UK projects, which are also very exciting. So Lindy Jumbo, where it is, there's confirmation. We've done the study work, we've done the drilling, we've got the reserve. It's the highest grade graphite reserve, one of the highest grade graphite reserves around. It's a low cost operation, it's a simple mining operation, and it's ready. Its status is shovel ready. We've started clearing, we're ready to go. We're raising the funding. It's also market ready. We have binding offtakes with Chinese graphite companies, and we have a market development agreement with large international marketer, also based in the east, Wogan International. So the project is about 200 kilometers, 230 kilometers from the port of Mtwara in southeast Tanzania. Mostly a sealed road, and then there's also about 60 kilometers of good dirt road, which is being upgraded. Logistics are good. We hold 100% of the mining license. We're ready, as I said previously, to develop. We also hold exploration licenses in the area, and it's all high-grade area. In this game, grade is king. Grade is king, and geometry is queen. Because the two of them together make for low-cost, low-capital, long-life operations. Lindy Jumbo has at 17.9% graphite, 24-year mine life, which will make it one of the highest margin producers in the world. As I spoke about the offtakes, Wogan Pacific out of Hong Kong will be marketing up to 75% of our production across China and elsewhere in the world. And they pay us, they prepay us when the product is loaded onto the ships. This is a huge benefit because the market right now, the investment market, is a little bit cautious about the graphite market, which they consider to be opaque. Some pictures of the site. The plant area has been cleared. The team, we have an excellent team working in Tanzania. They've been going for 3 or 4 years with us now. They're chomping at the bit to get the construction team out of China there, the EPC. There they are. They've been building our plant. We have the long lead items have been manufactured. This has taken about 3 to 4 months off of our lead time. Stuff is waiting in China for the team to load it onto containers and onto ships and bring it over to Tanzania. Pricing. The market for graphite has come off a little bit in COVID. Mostly that's the battery grade. The more premium product, which we produce, has not seen such a decline. And there's a strong feeling amongst the experts in the market that we're going to see some price tension next year. We're going to see some shortage of supply, as well as the strategic marketing and supply chain tensions that are developing around the world right now. We expect to have an influence. Lindy Jumbo itself has been independently verified. It's the second highest margin project in the world right now. So we're very proud of that, and we're going to get it going. Now, Tanzania copped a lot of flack in 2017 when they made adjustments, amendments to the mining Act, and there was a lot of publicity, very negative, about them commanding a 16% free carried interest, as well as a number of other initiatives to focus their operations or their investors into localization, or Tanzanianism, as I call it. They had a dispute with Barrick over a large tax payment, and then it became even more serious when it went into the export of product and undervaluing accusations that went on. But Barrick has just received another 10 licenses in Tanzania, which we think is a huge endorsement of the country as returning back to satisfactory standards for mining investment. Our view on that always was that's where the deposit is, that's where the license is going to be or is, that's where we need to work. So instead of trying to challenge all of those, we looked at structuring ourselves in order to be able to work with them. And the philosophy has been to meet the intent and objectives that the Prime Minister put in place at that time. So the way we've done it is to make the company, Lindy Jumbo, the actual center of the operations. And Walkabout itself becomes more of a remote head office with a few lines of important funding and technical service, but the rest of it is operated out of Tanzania. Funding, new challenges for a new industry. There are no listed graphite projects that have been debt funded anywhere in the world so far. There is the most recent project has been Syra, which was built on equity only. We went to the international bond markets initially about a year ago, and we found the European bond traders were not really interested. They were probably not sure about Tanzania, and also they were considered the market a little bit too opaque for them. So we moved into leveraging the Africanism. So we're now talking to large African-based banks, and there's two of them involved. One's a commercial bank, and one is a project finance institution. And because it's Africa and it's Tanzania, and the stakes are great for redeveloping the country's mining industry or startup of it, we found a lot of interest. The standard junior problem existed where our balance sheet doesn't give enough, supply enough collateral to amortize or to collateralize a debt project of that amount. It's only 25 million, but still we're a small junior. So the solution has been to find credit-based insurance, which we have found in Tanzania, and we're moving forward, although there's a cautious approach from all parties. And the funding will go in at the Lindy Jumbo company level in Tanzania, not at Walkabout level, the debt funding. Walkabout will supply its equity out of Australia. The blue area there is Australian interest, and the grey area, the dark grey area, is actually Tanzania and African. So you'll see we've transformed ourselves to become a very Tanzanian company in terms of this project. And we think this model will work quite well. I know that slide's a little bit busy, but it really reinforces the Tanzanian elements of it. Some of the benefits over the life of the mine, we expect about $800 million will go to Tanzania, about 500 directly into government fiscus. There will be a number of other benefits which are obvious, but are important for us to continually inform government and stakeholders in Tanzania of how important they are. We have an ongoing social program. We spend a lot of time, the stakeholders, the locality, our local community are very important to us. These are the 17 goals. As a junior even, we are trying to and moving towards being internationally accepted, and so we're moving and working on these issues continually. Moving to Amani Gold, diversification has been an important issue for us until we have profits and money and funding coming out of an investment like Lindy Jumbo, we need to continue to divest our exploration portfolio. It's our key strength is zero-based exploration. We're very good at it, and we are able to mobilize teams wherever we are quite quickly. So Amani is in the about 400 or 500 kilometers west of Lindy Jumbo directly, and it's about 250 kilometers east of the Shanta goldfield at Lupa. And it's a long-term known alluvial goldfield which has never been properly explored. The Germans' geological survey put shafts there in 1920, and they did a bit of exploration, and they found quite a bit of hard rock gold, which was then never followed up on. So we've got 4 licenses there, totaling 800 square kilometers. It's about 50 or 80 kilometers by 10. It's a large area. It's the size of Perth, just about. And we've started with the soil sampling of grids across the first license area. There's some images of the program we've just completed. There's Andrew standing in the river doing some alluvials. And you can see the nature of the nuggets is that they are not smooth. They have not traveled far from their source. So we're convinced that there's a substantial gold source very close by. That's the regional shots of the area. There's this long ridge. Where that vehicle is there is the old German, one of the old German shafts and diggings. So it's one of our key areas for drilling focus. Quickly onto our UK projects. One of the motivations was diversifying into other geographical continents, and so we chose Europe because we believe that Europe is emerging out of a period of into a period of manufacturing and mining operations again. So in Scotland we have 3 licenses. 2 are under a joint venture. They're right in the southern uplands near Newton Stewart. But the interesting thing is there are a host of old remnant mines dating back 300 years or so that were worked there. And there's quite a bit of history which we've read up on it. And you can see the grades we're getting: 30% zinc, 10% lead. That's just in some rock samples. These are some of the old mines on the license areas. And you can see that there's grades of also up to 15% lead, 29% zinc. That's the Black Craig East and West area, which is the first area of focus. And we're planning a drilling campaign there probably early next year. And you can see there's a host of mineralized occurrences along the old mine remnants. It's a cross-section of that shaft and mine area. I think this one was done in 1960s. It was done by a company that was interested in looking at it again. They never got going. They couldn't be funded. But it's a simple operation. It's extensive, and we could easily get underneath these remnants and into the fresh mineralized zones. It's just some photos of the old mining areas, and of course the General Scotland doing a bit of a ground survey there on a slopey hill. COVID, across where we operate, and this is frustrating because this is the longest time I've ever stayed in Perth since I've been here, which is 20 years odd. So I'm sure we're all feeling the same thing. As mining explorers around the world, we like to travel and we like to get out. So we find that that's one of the biggest issues. But in effect, COVID on all of our projects has had minimal effect, and we've had no incidences. In Tanzania, it is said that there's no COVID in Tanzania. We don't believe that. We know it is. But at the same time, the hospitals aren't full and the mortuaries aren't stacking up bodies. So for some reason, the people there have learned to live with it, and it's not being spread around like it is in other areas. Some of our social issues. As I said earlier, we have a very good team and we're very well committed and bonded to the community. And I'll leave it there. Thank you.